Welcome to the super fun game review podcast. Go Mega Ultra Between Review Show. Down.
Welcome to MUBRS. Today's episode is brought to you by Deep Creek Glassworks.
Deep Creek Glassworks.
Deep Creek Glassworks.
Deep Creek Glassworks.
Yeah, I know they have crush-resistant boxes.
They do, which they
We've been talking about that for over a year.
Yeah, well, that they provide with their free shipping to get you some awesome ornaments, pendants, jewelry, some glassware, other glass things. They make glass, and it works.
Not
Glass works.
bifocals, just to be clear.
Yeah, no, not glasses like that. Yeah, since 2013, you know?
Are they still accepting the promo code SUPERFUN?
Yes.
Only for first-time customers.
First time. Okay.
First-time customers.
And you know what that gets you? 10% off.
Yeah, definitely check out their website, Deep Creek Glassworks, work spelled WORX.com. You don't actually put in the work spelled WORX.com. It's just deepcreekglassworks.com. And of course their Instagram, Etsy, and just type it into Google. It'll pop up.
Does he make those little watering glass things?
The little bulbs.
Yeah.
Oh,
little
I
bulbs.
don't know.
Water bulbs?
Is that what they're called?
I believe so.
Great for plant enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he does or not.
Amanda has a couple of those. She
Is it?
loves them.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big thing.
Should ask him. I'm not
Should.
sure. Wouldn't be surprised if it's something he's done before.
Ah.
Amanda has one that's like a cat head.
Oh,
It's pretty ridiculous.
Is that because you have dogs?
We also have cats.
Oh, and ferrets,
No.
and a parrot,
No.
and a cockatiel.
That might be it.
I knew somebody who claimed that they had a ferret, but it was actually a mink.
Wait, what? Why would you say it? You have a ferret.
Well, he had to call it a ferret to be able to take it to the vet. You can't take a mink to the vet.
because it's well down. It's not legal to own.
No,
them, I
you
guess.
you wear it to the ball.
And then it starts eating your hors d'oeuvres and crudité.
Damn.
Wow, those sugar gliders would be really neat.
Anyway, let's get into our main topic tonight.
Exotic animals.
The cinnamon bun console. Yeah, exotic animals.
You mean the Cinnamon Fun console?
Oh man, no. I only think of that because I saw this meme where it actually showed an awesome picture where it had, I think it was, what's the big gaming convention? Jeez, E3.
Yeah.
And they had PlayStation 2, Xbox, Nintendo GameCube, and then Dreamcast.
Yeah.
And then if you ever read the captions of that picture, they're like, I get what these are, but like what was this cinnamon bun company all about?
Poor Cinnamon Bun Company.
Yeah. Now they let's talk a little bit about their launch because it was.
It's like a Dreamcast, just to be clear.
Oh yeah. We should the second Dreamcast. We just refer to it as the cinnamon bun console all night.
I don't hate that idea.
We all have the Cinnamon Bun.
So they released this fairly quickly after the Sega Saturn because of the commercial failure that system was. Honestly, I don't know anybody. I believe you owned one, correct, Steve?
No, I had a friend that owned one, but that was the only person I ever knew to own a Sega Saturn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen all the games at the stores.
Yeah, I had a Sega CD, not a Sega Saturn though. That was it was actually like a little bit different, but like you clip the Sega on.
This
top
is
of
why
the
Sega failed.
There's
Yeah.
Because they put out a console every 3 fucking years.
This is what got them out of the console business eventually.
Yeah. They had such a great start, too.
yeah. Well, this was the end of it all for them. I mean, this was their last console.
So wait, so it went Sega Genesis, Sega CD, Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said there was 3 years. I know this was 4 years after Sega Saturn,
I mean,
but
roughly, yeah.
yeah, that's well. Some cool features about this.
Yeah,
First of all, let's talk about
88 was the Genesis.
Okay.
So you had 8 years and 4 consoles.
Jesus.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the console a little bit. One of the worst controllers I think I've ever held.
It's the most uncomfortable thing
I don't know
ever.
if you remember holding on to that thing, but
Yeah. I liked it.
you did.
Yes.
Okay.
In my opinion, it's the first Duke.
Yeah, that's like the predecessor. So there's a lot of things that Xbox really initially took from Dreamcast when the Xbox came out.
Almost the entire controller.
The entire controller, the network, the built-in network connectivity, things like that. Like they...
The fucking memory card slots on the controller are basically the same.
Yep.
The VMU units, those
Yeah.
were awesome. They had, if any of you guys, I mean, we'll talk about this later, probably when we get into
Games.
Sonic Adventure, but they had this like almost like a Tamagotchi type
Yeah,
game.
the memory card with the screen on it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can play games on it to like earn stuff for your actual game on some games.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
It ate through fucking watch batteries, though.
Oh,
Like
yeah, sure it
nobody's
did.
business. Because the one game that I used to use, it's basically the guy walks, and you get to choose the landscape, and then about an hour and a half later, they change landscapes, and eventually you get to the end, and you get like a 1-up power-up.
Huh.
And you can upload that character to the game.
Huh. We'll check that out.
But it didn't last long.
No.
Like 1 or 2 days of running this thing, and it was done.
Mom, I need more batteries. I just bought you batteries.
Watch
There you
batteries
go.
are like not cheap or easy to get. Like,
No.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But no. This is one of the first consoles I remember that had the like online capability. Now I think it was a little too early in my opinion. I think certain things with the Dreamcast were ahead of its time. Just the whole feel of the system, their online connectivity that really didn't have a lot of games to support.
100%. I think one of the coolest things that I ever experienced was like I really honestly think that was the first time that I ever like sat down and like played a football game against somebody on the internet with NFL 2K2.
Okay. I don't know. I really did not have much experience at all. I think I've played Dreamcast twice in my life, and one of them was for Power Stone.
Oh, he started out strong.
I know.
Yeah, you started off with arguably one of the top 5 games of the console.
Yeah.
Oh man. No, so they did. I was reading that they used a lot of like current equipment that you would have found in a PC at that time.
yeah, I mean, they still did like custom, like they had custom power supply and stuff like that. But I think they took a lot of like what PC was doing at the time, not necessarily like the hardware and things like that. But yeah, pretty interesting setup.
They announced that this console was basically done in January of 2001. I think it was like 3 years after the system's launch.
Yeah.
Well,
So not a strong run. And this
No.
came in between like the normal generation of like normally you see the generation of consoles drop fairly within like a certain time frame of each other.
It's a 6 to 7 year cycle between generations.
But I kind of remember this dropping in the middle of the generation consoles. And
It was a half step.
it was like a half
Yeah.
step. I mean, when it was when you were comparing it to what did this come after? Like 60, like it was like this in between like the 64 GameCube console generation.
Right.
Yeah, and like so it looked really good in comparison when you're comparing it to like 64 PlayStation 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what they were going for. They were like, before the other consoles drop, we can get a head start. Look like eons away, way better than some of the competitors.
Yeah, because then we got PS2, GameCube, and Xbox,
And they just trampled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just destroyed.
wasn't really too much of a fight right there.
All right.
Does anybody have anything to add? There's a lot of details on Wikipedia, but I think some of them are very...
The Dreamcast is like marred and stuff. Honestly, we could probably, if we talked about all the controversy and shit that went around the Dreamcast, we could probably have a 3-hour discussion about it. But it's worth looking up. We're mostly here to discuss the games, I think, tonight. Because only, 2 of us really have a strong experience with it.
Hey, I played Power
Okay
Stone,
one,
man.
not a huge one, but yeah.
Right, yeah. So we should just focus on the games, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. No, actually, I do want to mention, I listened to a separate podcast None that are better than us, but I did listen to and they were talking about the Dreamcast. There was a lot of like third-party support for the console after it was like dead. Like people that wanted to still release games on this console because it was very easy to release games for it. So, which is odd, but I think that's kind of cool. There was like a whole cult underground that wanted to keep this console going.
So do you want to talk about like personal experiences at all, or I know we kind of touched on that a little bit.
Yeah, we can do that. Why don't you guys start since you have a little less experience?
Well, I remember this one time I went over to Harry's to play a game. There was that, and I can't remember which friend it was when I was younger that had it, because that's where I got to play like Crazy Taxi. I mean, at least then, you know, like the big one for the console at the time. But yeah, I think with just the only reason I didn't probably ask for one was because I already had like my PlayStation, and I was waiting for PS2 to come around, and I didn't really get consoles that often, as we have discussed before. So
Blockbuster was going out of business.
Yeah, so this being kind of being off the radar a little bit, and it's like, if I'm going to wait for one, I'll wait for another PlayStation instead of this. You cunt.
It's just slid right in there. It was great.
Yeah.
Everybody was waiting for the PS2.
It's true. It's very true. And Blockbuster was around a lot longer than the Dreamcast was, to be fair.
Steve didn't know
What?
that.
You weren't allowed to leave your house.
I'm saying he didn't know that Blockbuster wasn't going to go tank right out around the corner. He could have got one, and then they could have closed, and he went like, oh. Anyways,
you're really trying there, Joe. That's a stretch that a little bit.
A fucking Stretch Armstrong over here or something.
So my experience with Dreamcast, I didn't own one either. I knew a couple of friends that had one. I think you had one, right, Clark?
No, I never had one.
I couldn't. I was like, I feel like I played it at your house, but maybe not.
Jared, we went to Jared's and played it.
We played it a bunch at his house. That was actually the first modded console I played.
Modded Dreamcast?
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, he had a modded Dreamcast, and his like sister's boyfriend like modded it and burned him like every game, because Dreamcast games were like so small you could put like 20 on one disc.
Really?
Yeah, and you could just like go into a menu and just pick the game that you played. It was actually a pretty sweet setup.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, that was basically the only place I played it was at his house.
How about you, Clark?
So like Joe was saying, like I went over to our friend Jared's house and played a bunch there. I also went to Kevin Pierce's house a lot. He had a Dreamcast. One of our high school friends, middle school friends, really.
We weren't friends with him in high school for reasons. Not really, but that's the way it sounded.
Yeah, no, that's not. No.
Just cut all of it.
I love how when we mention friends, we always mention their last name too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
like
people
we're
can look
fucking
them up.
like when our friend Michael Jordan. Like, no, it's not.
Our friend Michael fucking Jordan.
It's not the same.
So anyway, I was like, let's dunk this bitch.
And he's like, I'm gonna go play baseball now.
He pulled out the only copy of Space Jam for Dreamcast that was ever made. It was dope. Michael Jordan up in this bitch.
And then you were like, have you played Shaq Fu?
And then he pimp slapped me and asked me to leave his house. But yeah, I never owned one. I played one at friend's house pretty consistently. In middle school. So yeah, it was a cool console. Honestly, I think the most fun that I had on the Dreamcast was possibly Sonic Adventure 2.
2, okay.
Yeah. Oh, and my friend Zach, I played at his house. Like anytime that I like slept over at his house in middle school, I played Marvel vs. Capcom as another big one.
All right,
that was a goodie.
Yeah,
nice.
I don't really remember a whole lot how I came to own one. I think it was a birthday present the one year, and I think it was because I had to own Resident Evil Code Veronica because I was really into that franchise.
You're into Resident Evil?
Yes. What? Surprise! Took this
no
long
way.
for that big reveal.
Would have never imagined.
I think that was the reason. It was just like one of those. I have to play that game. I'm gonna have to buy this console, even though it came out on PS2 like a few years later.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Because of course it did.
Yeah.
I never played that version either, and I've always meant to, just to see if there was any changes. Yeah, no, I think that's honestly that's my big memory of it. I don't really have anything
Like
crazy.
my big memory is when I got it, and I don't remember how I got it.
I'll be honest. So actually, the one memory I do have with it, I was trading games with Hamill a lot because he was like the only other person I knew that had a Dreamcast. And I kept getting more and more copies of Crazy Taxi. Like there would be like, oh, here, I'll let you borrow this and I'll borrow this. But then there'll be like an extra disc in it. And it would be Crazy Taxi. And I think I legitimately think if I look down there, I have like 3 copies of Crazy Taxi. Just
Worth it. Worth.
Game's so nice, I bought it thrice.
I stole it thrice.
So I don't know where all the copies came from, but I have them.
But yep.
That's awesome. That's why Blockbuster's out of business.
Harry just looks down into the case. He sees the Crazy Taxi thing, and immediately just the Offspring starts playing in his head. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that's my big memory.
Nice.
Well, should we jump into our top 5 games for the console?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, when I was looking through the list, I did notice there was either some games that were also like an arcade game or one that was like also on PC. But
A lot of
haven't
these
seen 'em
games.
on,
You have
like-
familiarity with it at least.
yeah, so at least with that, so I mean, if it's not necessarily Dreamcast games, but I really haven't seen like some of these on like other console lists. So I'm just gonna go with that.
House of the Dead 2.
No.
Really?
Oh, I probably should have put that on there, but yeah, we'll put that in as.
Did you play it on console though?
I played it on
Oh,
Dreamcast.
I had the gun.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We're gonna get to it.
Yeah, okay. We'll
So actually, like before we start, now that you mentioned like the arcadiness of it, I feel like this is a very like we'll take all your arcade ports system.
Yeah.
I just felt like a
Yeah,
lot of the
there's
games.
a lot of games developed by Capcom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels like a very arcade heavy type console
For
That's-
sure.
Yeah.
Sega always has been because Sega's always been giant in the arcades as well.
He has like a microphone in the ocean. We're listening to like whales clicking. I did it on my phone, guys, so I won't get harassed.
Oh my God! Look
Oh
at you
my! Yeah, wow.
saving
5
the
years
rainforest.
later.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to start number 5?
I'll go first.
You don't have a 5.
I just put one on. House of the Dead.
2.
2. Really? I mean, fair. I did really like that
We
game.
have to help him correct his list.
All the way down at 5, huh?
I mean, I guess I just added it to be on 5, but yeah, I guess the other one doesn't count. But sure, yeah, we'll just keep it at 5. Whatever. Fuck it.
That game is dope, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I don't
agree.
know. Yeah, it's a quick playthrough. 30 minutes, you can get through the whole campaign. Boom.
That's in my honorable mentions. House of the
Okay.
Dead 2.
Did you have the gun for it too?
He didn't have the console.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
I played it at your house, bud.
Did you play it with the gun? Did I let you have the gun, or was I like, no, that's mine? You use the controller.
We took turns.
Okay.
You used to share a lot.
Okay, good.
Not so much anymore.
Solid game though.
Yeah.
I'll go next.
Yeah, you do that, Harry.
I went with Resident Evil Code Veronica.
That was my other honorable mention.
This game is hard. I'll be honest. I don't think you could have changed the difficulty. The way I had to get through this game was using the knife until you get to a certain like checkpoint in the game. And if you hit with the knife just correctly, you chop off their legs and they instantly die.
Oh, that's fun.
It was wild. Best knife in the entire Resident Evil series because the knife is traditionally an awful weapon.
Yeah.
This is, again, I put it in my honorable mentions. It's a game that I only played at your house, Harry.
Okay.
Yes.
It'd be like half the games.
You played Code Veronica though.
Yeah. Yeah, you let me start I played it for like an hour and a half at your house.
Okay. Man, I don't remember that.
Too many drugs.
You kept trying to get me to use the knife, and I was like, no, I have some bullets. And then I wasted them all on one zombie, and you're like, yeah, you're fucked. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucked.
Yeah, no, that game was really stringent with the ammo. You run out real quick. And that was the first game that introduced the percentage weapons. Oh, no, that's a lie. Because Resident Evil 2 did it before. I don't know. Move on.
All right.
Okay.
Cut it in.
Cut it in.
Joe, number 5.
A game that nobody has heard of, probably. It's called Snowcross Championship Racing.
Nope. Never heard of it
Is it
before.
snowmobiles?
Yeah, it's a snowmobile racing
Yeah,
game.
No
One
surprise
of the few games I've actually played, but I really enjoyed it.
There you go.
Fair enough.
I didn't even know a snowmobile game existed until tonight.
You do now.
Yeah, you do now.
It's on Dreamcast. Go look on eBay. You can pick it up, so that way Joe
For
can...
probably $1.50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. I don't know. I bet you. I wonder what the price of some of these games go for.
I think some of the Dreamcast stuff, like, it's either there are so many readily available that they're like $1.50, or they're so rare that it's like $150 a disc.
Just matters where you put the decimal point. That's all.
Yeah, honestly, it's more worth it to just get a Dreamcast and mod it.
Yeah, I could see this as a collector system though. Like it wasn't a trash system. Like nobody talks about Sega Saturn, but I've had conversations with people about
The Dreamcast, yeah.
So I don't know. What was your number 5 though, Clark?
An RPG that no one has probably ever...
Skies of Arcadia.
Yep. I've never beaten it.
I've never played it. I just remember hearing Kyle talk about it all the time.
Yeah, Skies of Arcadia is a fucking amazing game, and I got Kyle on that shit. I was just like, there was a remaster that they did for GameCube, and Kyle's always been Nintendo boy, so when that came out, I had it, and I let him borrow it, and now it's like fucking impossible to find. It's like $150 for the GameCube version of the fucking game. It's
Sheesh.
fucking ridiculous, and I can't find my copy. Like, I had one.
Yeah.
at one
Crazy. The
point.
disc is half the size of a normal one.
but triple the value. Yeah, Skies of Arcadia was like an absolute, like, just amazing RPG. It's about like sky pirates. You're trying to save the world. You fly around in airships. Like, you're actually just like pirate ships in the air. It was really cool. Kind of had like a steampunk kind of vibe to it. But I think it's just an absolutely classic RPG.
Yeah. No, I've heard a lot of people talk very fondly of that game. Kyle is actually, I think he mentioned it within the past year to me. Like, no lie.
He talks about it a lot.
I think it's one of his favorites. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's sweet boy.
Cool. Who wants to do number 4? Why don't you do back to back?
Okay. Number 4 is going to be Jet Set Radio.
Saw that coming.
I didn't know that
Yeah.
released on this console.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is where it originally came out, and then they did a remaster of it on the Xbox, but they also did Jet Set Radio Future as like the premier pack-in game for the second generation of Xbox. Jet Set Radio is really good. Jet Set Radio Future is a fucking amazing game. I absolutely love the shit out of that. But
I remember hearing about it. I don't think I've ever actually played those.
it's a giant graffiti-fueled acid trip.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Love graffiti. Acid's pretty sweet.
It had a very distinct art style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like to it.
yeah.
I can see like the images in the head and whatnot. Never actually played that one.
Cool. Joe, why don't you do number 4?
My number 4 is Crazy Taxi.
Nice.
Yeah,
Solid.
you can't beat it. I mean, it's fucking fantastic. Half the time I feel like I played the game just for the soundtrack.
It's good ass soundtrack.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Clark, I think we got together one night when I lived in Royersford. I think we were trying to do like all the challenges in the game, like where you got to get like the super jump and everything.
Yeah.
I kind of vaguely remember that, and like not knowing controls on how to alter how you maneuver the car. That's a great game, though. Great game.
Yeah.
Who is your driver?
The Rastafarian guy. Yeah. I feel like I never even beat the first level.
Can you? I don't think you beat it.
Yeah, maybe not.
I think you just keep going until you run out of time or something like that.
Huh.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
There you go.
I was like, I'm just sitting here thinking about it. And I'm like, there's no like, it's just like the arcade. You just go until you run out of time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
It's been so long. I like companies can't get away with games like that anymore.
No.
Like that shit's fucking crazy to me.
Well, that's why arcades don't really exist anymore, except for like at the beach.
It's sad. I liked arcade games.
Yeah,
they were a cool thing. Like,
Yeah.
that's something that like if I ever have like a game room at my house, I want to build
One of the cabinets.
Yeah, like one of the cabinets that has like 150 games in it.
Yeah.
I think it would be awesome. And then just get the gun attachments, get an old school CRT, spend some good money on getting like a larger CRT that can handle the light guns and shit. It'd be awesome.
I could take that. Put in the X-Men one where it's like 6 fucking D-pads. That go all the way
Hell
around.
fucking yeah.
Yeah.
the barcades are pretty fun if you've been to any of those.
I haven't yet. I wanted to go to one, but
We went out to when we were out in Portland. We went to one that was pretty cool.
Okay. It's on the list of things to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Want to go next, Steve?
Yeah, sure. I know it's silly, but actually, yeah, Power Stone. Because I really did actually enjoy the mechanics of that, of being able to like throw shit to block things. And it was also really fun for the fact that I had never played that game before. That was the first time in probably 15 years that I touched a Dreamcast, and I absolutely whooped the shit out of Harry like there was no goddamn tomorrow, and that brought me joy.
We had a good match.
There was one where it just
I
went
think Ralph
on for a while.
recorded it too.
Yeah, I think he did record that one. But I mean, even just for the time playing that, it's like that's good enough for me to put it in top 5.
You've
I
always
had fun.
excelled at fighting games, though.
Yeah, those have always been your thing.
Yeah.
Like, I will not fuck with you on that shit.
No.
Like, you guys are always like, you want to play Mortal Kombat? I'm like, no.
Nope.
I'll
Absolutely
play Mortal
not.
Kombat with you.
I
You and
know
I
you would.
have had some of the most epic fucking fighting moments that I've ever experienced.
Yeah,
in a
we
game.
have. That was
The Ermac versus Sub-Zero trilogy that one time that we had.
fucking nuts. Fucking nuts.
Steve won a match. I won a match. And then we drew on the third match because we wore down the entire 99-second clock. Neither of us dead. Like, it was fucking nuts. And we weren't being timid about it. We were just blocking all-out assaults from each other. It was fucking nuts.
Yeah, I do like me a good fighting game. It's been a while, though.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And we'll have to give Power Stone 2 another try at some point. Maybe we didn't give it a fair shot, but maybe we did. Maybe it was just like nothing like the first one. And
I don't think I've ever played Power Stone 2.
no,
No. I think you were hunting for it for a while, and that was the last I heard
I think
of
I
it.
played one night of it. Maybe I didn't see I don't know. It just seemed different.
It's all about the thrill of the hunt.
Maybe I don't. Sure. All right, my number 4, Shenmue.
Nice.
I have a very good memory of this game.
Oh, is this the first console you played it on?
Yes.
You didn't play it on PlayStation first?
Yeah, no, I had it. It was like a 3-disc set for
God.
Dreamcast.
What was it?
Shenmue.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fucking love Shenmue.
Oh yeah, it's a nice little.
I still can't believe they have like other Sega games in it. Like how you can go to the arcade and play like
Oh, yeah.
like the
Galaga.
MotoGP.
That's not where you spend
really?
your money in that game, though.
No, the Gachapon. the Gachapon.
Yeah, the little action figures you get out of the quarter machines in the Shenmue
You gotta
world.
collect them all.
Are you serious?
Oh, we spent our allowance every day and forklift money that we were earning.
Yeah. Harry and I would work like overtime in that game. And extra days, we would pick up extra shifts just to spend it on fucking vending machine trash.
Having played
Oh my
like the
God.
first 2 or 3 hours of this game when you guys are talking about it, I'm like, I still don't understand how that shit fits into this game. Because I'm like, It just we have to review it. We just have to.
I 100% agree. We need to do
like,
Shenmue.
After the first few hours and you guys talking about it, like it's just bonkers.
It is.
It's so good. It's dumb
it gets
as hell,
weird.
But it's so good.
I'm gonna have to play this.
I can't play it anymore because my disk drive broke on my PlayStation.
Oh shit, that sucks.
Yeah, I'd have to get it somewhere else.
It was free on PS Plus for a while.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't think I got it through there.
Yeah, that game was wild though. It's just not what you'd expect from a video game.
No, like,
And there's so much fighting training in that game for like 2 scenes of fighting in that game.
Yeah.
Like that's it. But
Yeah.
yet you can train every day. You set aside time. You learn all these moves, and there's like 2 quick fight things in the entire 40-hour game.
it's not even like fighting either. It's like quick time events.
kind of.
Yeah, it pretty much is. They're like, you can use this move for like the big fight coming up. Like they would just be like, okay, I guess I will.
And then you just like hit square when square pops up on the screen.
Do you want to train or do you want to go to work today? And Harry and I would just be like, we need more Gotchamon though. So like, let's go to work instead of training.
There's a lot to say about that game.
There's a lot. There's a lot. To say
We just
about
need to
that
review
game.
it. Because I want to finish it, and I think Steve needs to experience it.
And then we need to do 2 and then 3.
I would like to see where the trilogy ends.
Me too. Me too.
Because it just left off. I don't know.
Do you want to ask me what my number 3 is?
Yeah, go ahead, Clark. What's your number 3?
Motherfucking Shenmue.
Nice.
That's it. That's a good back to back. It still works.
Oh man. Who else wants to do their number 3?
You want
You
to
know
what
what the funniest part about that is? Like, we played that in high school, and one of the things that I really remember is, like, you and I working overtime forklift shifts and, like, trying to get really good at it so we didn't get, like, fined or whatever to get the most amount of money we can. And us eating fucking white Parmesan fucking Cheez-Its like they were going
yeah,
out
I
of
know your
fucking
mom.
style.
Like I said to your mom that I like Cheez-Its once, and then there was Cheez-Its at your house
Every time you were coming
forever.
over. Every time you were coming over, she's like, oh, is Harry coming over? Like, yeah, we're probably going to play that game. She's like, oh, I'll buy some Cheez-Its. And like, just buy a box of Cheez-Its.
That's all right. Cheez-Its are fucking dope.
Yeah, I don't know. You get to a certain age, and you know not to mention any like friends or family things that you like people that don't know you like that.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned one thing. I remember I said, hey, I like Iron Maiden. Do you remember how many Iron Maiden T-shirts I got for Christmas that year? I got like 12 fucking
It was your whole wardrobe.
all of like senior year, it was just Iron Maiden shirts.
Yeah, Jesus. So
Like, Harry really likes this guy, Ron Maiden.
Who the fuck is Ron Maiden?
yeah, who the fuck is Ron Maiden?
It's amazing. That happened to me. I was like, oh man. I was like, man, I can't find Tasty Cakes. I was really like butterscotch crimpets. And then my mom fucking called Tasty Cake, like the actual company, and ordered like a full case of butterscotch crimpets.
Jesus Christ.
And sent them to me when I was in Korea.
Holy
and I was
shit.
like, Mom, do you realize how many butterscotch crimpets this is? And she's like, I have no idea. And I'm like, there's 800 butterscotch
Dude, you know how much fucking trading power
here's
you could
the
have
thing.
with that?
Here's the thing, and this is what I need to know. Did you give some away, or
Yes.
did you ration
No.
them out, or how did that work?
I gave away as many as I could.
Okay.
It was ridiculous. I mean,
Here,
it was
taste
a
of Philly.
box.
Here,
How
taste
much
of
does
Philly.
that
Here,
cost?
taste of Philly.
What is the practicality of that purchase there? Hey, I want to spend $1,800 on cupcakes. Fucking what? I couldn't pay mortgage this month. Had to buy a crate of fucking
Crimpets.
cups. Yeah.
Butterscotch crimpets.
Have some motherfucking crimpets.
Oh God, it was ridiculous.
You know what is the shipping charge on that?
I don't know. I mean, like, if my mom was like, "Oh, he's trying to get up in Korea because he's in the military, can't get him," like, they might have just sent him. I have no idea what the logistics of it was.
All you
Wild.
knew is you just ended up with
All
800
I know is that,
butterscotch
like, they
crimpets.
called me from the mailroom and they're just like, "What the fuck?"
Did you have to open the package with a crowbar? Like, was it
No,
in like
no,
a?
no, it wasn't like a,
It's like a full
pallet
fucking
or
crate.
anything.
That would have been fucking amazing. Just a crate says Tasty Cake on the side.
It's like, what?
What is this? It's one giant crimpet. It's just like 600-pound crimpet.
It's like 40 pounds of fucking filling.
Your mom just sends that in a fork. There's just a fork sitting on top.
Here you go, Joey.
And a plate. Paper. So it's gonna wear.
Fucking fantastic.
All right, who's up?
I'll go. My number 3, which is also like one of the arcade ones, was Silent Scope.
Oh, nice.
But that was more fun with the arcade because you actually had like the sniper rifle. But that was always fun. I always liked the.
They had sniper rifles on console.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay.
They had
It's like an actual magnifying scope and shit.
Yeah.
they had
Yeah.
like some pretty cool light gun tech for the Dreamcast.
Oh, dig it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I could see how that could even still be like pretty good for like the crossover there. But yeah, I mean, who doesn't like just picking off terrorists off the side of a building or something?
Amen, brother.
Yeah, you know what? Now that you mention it, didn't they have like a machine gun for the Dreamcast
Yeah.
that actually
Yeah.
like fucking shook?
There was
like,
actual recoil on it.
Yeah.
It had a battery pack in it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I could have sworn that was Dream. I think that was
Yep.
a little much, but that's cool.
Peripherals are the shit. Love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
My number 3?
Yeah, go for it, Joe.
Soul Calibur.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah. Probably
And
one of
that-
the few fighting series I actually like got into.
And that's like the birth of that franchise was on Dreamcast.
Yeah.
I have it as one of the games that defined the console
Got it.
because that's a huge one for them.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of the times when people talk about Soul Calibur, they're talking about the Dreamcast version.
Just think if Soul Calibur, or just think if the Dreamcast was still around when Soul Calibur 2 came out. Remember how they did that big launch where there was like one character per
Yeah, like
what
GameCube
type?
had Link.
I had to
Yep.
I had to get
Yeah.
a GameCube just for the Link.
For Link, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think
Who would the Dreamcast character have been?
Sonic.
That'd be what?
Yeah, it probably would have been Sonic.
Yeah.
It would not have
Knuckles,
fit.
maybe.
Yeah.
Would've been weird.
Maybe someone from SNK.
Isn't SNK Sonic Knuckles? I'm just
That just made me throw up in my mouth a little bit.
Jesus. Let me get my number 3 out. Oh, Time Stalkers. I don't know if you remember this game. It's like a dungeon crawler with like a Pokemon aspect sprinkled on kind of thing.
interesting.
You're catching these creatures. Sorry, I didn't mean to touch you there.
meant to touch you somewhere else.
That sounded really ominous. He touched his penis.
And he meant it.
But no, you're going through these dungeons and you're capturing these creatures, and you can take up to a party of 3 with you, and they fight in like a grid system. There's like your character's on one of them, and you put your creatures on like the other 3, and as you're progressing through the dungeon, you're leveling them up, and they can evolve, and it felt very Pokemon-ish kind of for the console. Extremely hard game. Extremely
Was it
hard.
more like adult themed?
Yes,
Like,
yeah, they were dark.
instead of-
Like they
okay.
were goblins, and like they were more like
It wasn't Pokemon.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it was.
like little dragons and stuff like that.
It kind of sounds like Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne.
Yes, just like it.
Bless you.
I'd never heard of that. I'm sorry.
Really?
That sounded like a mouthful in it. Sounded
Yeah.
like it hurt a little bit.
Shin Megami
speak it.
Tensei Nocturne. So that's the series is Shin Megami Tensei, and then Nocturne is the one that came out for PS2, where you're grabbing demons and kind of like evolving them as Pokemon. And one of the demons that you could grab eventually was actually Dante
Okay.
from Devil May Cry.
Cool. No, it was an interesting game though. A lot of characters in it, and it was very, very hard. I never actually beat it, and I sunk a lot of time into it. Where are we at? Number 2? Everybody do their number 3?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Steve, why don't you start us with your number 2?
Crazy Taxi.
Nice.
But that's only because that's the most that I played on that fucking system. But yeah, no, we already talked about it. Awesome soundtrack, and that was just a fun game to sit and play with friends and just go.
It was a very good game to pass the sticks on
Yeah.
Yeah.
because of the whole like time limit game and all that stuff.
Made it easier to be able to kind of like just split it around between like a group of friends.
Yeah.
And even if you were extremely good at that game, the most time you're having the sticks is like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Joe, why don't you do your number 2?
My number 2 is Hydro Thunder, which is like
I haven't heard of that. It's like speedboat.
Yeah. It's kind of like Wave Race,
Okay.
but it's like speedboats. It's not as arcadey, but it still kind of is.
There's a little more Twisted Metal on that too. There's like weapons and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think they did have an arcade version of it too.
Yeah,
And
they
it had
totally
like
did.
the 2 throttles
Yep.
to it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of fun.
It played like that on console too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You use the different sticks.
Yeah. Well, the
Throttle.
triggers.
Or yeah, the triggers.
All right.
or the
Yeah.
throttle.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
It was pretty cool. A lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Clark, number 2.
My number 2 is going to be Power Stone.
Nice.
Yes.
Solid game.
I've probably played that the second most of anything on Dreamcast, and I fucking love that game.
Oh, so much fun.
I didn't get to review it with you guys. I had some stuff, like personal stuff going on. And Power Stone was just an absolutely amazing game. And honestly, anytime someone mentions Dreamcast, other than my number 1 pick, this is the game that I think of.
Give me some milk.
Give me some milk. Jim.
Jim.
So give me some milk.
Give me some
Yeah,
milk.
Give me some milk.
It's a very quotable game, and it's not in English. If that makes any sense.
So you're just
he's-
making up your own words.
Yeah,
We do whatever it sounds like.
Give me some milk.
yeah, that's what the one guy sounds like. He's saying, "Give me some milk." So I'm just sitting there.
it
Give me
sounds-
some milk.
I got cookies over here. Give me some milk.
But yeah, no, that game's so much fun. I love how they have like the balance of characters. You got like your really slow, heavy hitters, and you got your quick punchers, and then you got your I don't know. It's just a lot of fun. A lot of fun. My number 2, House of the Dead 2. I think we already talked about it, so we don't need to elongate that.
Elongate your mouth.
Yeah. All right, who wants to do their? Does anybody else have to do their number 2?
No.
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 Okay, who wants to start with number 1?
Let's start number 1.
Do it.
Unreal Tournament.
Ooh. Is that mostly for PC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I did have that for PC, but when I saw it on the Dreamcast list, I'm like, that's pretty fucking awesome because I have not seen it on any other console that I know of. I'm sure it's probably around, but
It was not great on the Dreamcast.
Gotcha.
It was not as good as it was on PC.
yeah, because
That's for damn sure.
when I had it on PC, that was I played a shit ton of that game. That's probably actually one of my favorite first-person shooters ever. Like, period. Between all some of the stages and the weapons and the monster kill. It's like it's I can't forget that. It was fucking dope. Some of the most fun capture the flag on that too. But yeah, that was God, I miss that game.
I miss Unreal Tournament and Quake.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Quake was a good one.
Quake's they're just absolutely
came out with a
amazing
new
first-person
Quake.
shooters. It's not the same. It's just
No.
not nearly as good.
Never into it, so I can't judge it.
It's a hyper shooter.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking nuts. I think it's the fastest moving shooter I've ever played.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Because you can like boost with rockets.
Yeah.
Like you can shoot a rocket on the ground and like
It'll just, like,
launch
propel
yourself
you.
across. It won't do damage to you. You can literally like launch yourself across the fucking arena.
Fucking fantastic.
And as you're doing that, you're like firing other rockets, and you can like bounce around the arena just with rockets, and you'll have like 16 of them. So it's not like it's it's like a legit gun in that game. It's just like rocket launcher.
Yeah.
It's not like 3 bullets and then you're back to normal weapons.
Let me just throw out my number 1 real quick. Power Stone. Joe, what's your number 1?
So this is a game that I've already talked about previously. It's actually the first place that I played it. Dave Mirra's Freestyle BMX.
All right.
Ooh.
This is basically where it was introduced to me.
Okay.
And I played it a fuck ton. And I was like, I need to buy this and have this game, but I don't have a Dreamcast. So I got it on PlayStation.
Cool.
And it was just as fantastic there.
I
Good.
think it was better. Honestly, I think it ran better on PS2.
I had the first one on PS1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Still think it ran better there, honestly.
Clark, I think you're the last one.
Yeah.
I alluded to this game before. Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, I'll be that guy. I fucking hate Sonic games.
I do too. This game, though, was fucking awesome. It was fully 3D. There was a mixture of everything in this game. Like, there was, like, actual, like, 3D platforming, as well as, like, doing the, like, Sonic runs, but they're also in 3D.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought it was really, it was a really fun game. I just remember, like, playing it like a ridiculous amount. And there was a whole multiplayer aspect where you could do competitive or co-op.
Oh.
And it was just, I felt like it was so much game packed into a disc. I was super impressed with it. And also, like, they did something kind of cool with, like, so you get, like, these, like, little, like, I forget what the fuck they're called, because, like, I don't really, like, I'm not, like, all about Sonic like that. But you get these little, like, star puffy things that would go on the memory card, and then you walk them around like a Tamagotchi, but when you put them back into they're
like the little animals you would rescue at the end of the levels.
Yeah, and then when you put them back into the game, they would give you ridiculous awards.
Oh.
Like, Jared actually had me walk around a bunch with one of his... Or no, I think it was Kevin. Because he was trying to get, like, this consecutive time going for it.
Okay.
And I brought it back, and it unlocked 4 characters.
Oh, wow.
Like, 4 characters for the fucking multiplayer shit. Like, just from, like, walking around with a memory card. It was fucking awesome. So.
Nice.
Cool. Awesome. Well, should we start mentioning the honorable mentions?
We should mention the honorable mentions.
Mention the honorable mentions. I'll go first. I don't have anything on this list.
I have 1/2 games.
Okay.
They're probably not even honorable mentions. They're probably more game defining, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Harry?
Welcome to my boat, Joe.
Yeah. No, I do want to mention a couple that they're not console defining, so I want to mention them here.
They're honorable.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have heard the game Silver.
Nope.
No.
So it was the first of this type of game that I played. So it's like a darker version of like Medieval Knight kind of thing. Like it has like a weird element to it that's, I don't know. It's very strange, but the way you control his sword was with the joystick, and it made it very difficult to do like just trying to do that control and like jabbing and swiping. using
That's
the
weird.
Yeah, it was very weird. I never made it very far in that game either. It just gets really rough really quick. But I kind of remember the voice acting being ahead of its time on this game, and just like. The whole art style was very odd to this game. It just I don't know. Interesting title. Echo the Dolphin, Defender of the Future.
Defender of the Future?
Not what I was expecting after Echo the Dolphin.
Time traveling fucking dolphin
We got
over
dolphins
here.
with freaking laser beams on their heads.
Yeah, it did not hold up very well because I actually checked this game out a couple years ago, and graphically it was like, what is going on?
No.
But I kind of remember at the time, like, this looked amazing, just swimming around in like coral reef environments and everything like that. It looked fantastic at the time. Just being able to explore like these, they're not open world, but they feel very open world type.
There's large maps.
Yeah, they're very, very large maps, just like tunnels and you like as you progress through the levels, like the sea environment changes and everything. It was pretty cool.
Don't worry, you'll get to play Echo the Dolphin again soon. No reason.
Christ.
Oh God, that's the honorable mentions because I do have a console defining. I think is the other ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My honorable mentions have already been mentioned, but Code Veronica and
Rest of the Deer.
yeah, House of the Dead 2.
Okay. House of the Deer.
Yeah, House of the Deer. Yes.
House of the Deer 2. Go buck yourself.
All right. Well, why don't we do some console defining then?
Yeah, I'll go. So I have 2 games on my console defining. One that I didn't actually hear about until like I was doing research for this, but it actually seemed pretty cool, and and it makes sense. It's called Choo Choo Rocket. It was basically a test game. It was the first console game that you could play online ever, like with online multiplayer. And it was literally like, it was developed by the same company that did Phantasy Star Online, and they wanted to do Phantasy Star Online, but they weren't sure the network could hold up. So they literally made an entire other game that was much simpler to develop, except for the network side. Like, it was way more work on the network side than it was the actual game, just to stress test the network.
Well, that's interesting.
It's funny that you mentioned Phantasy Star Online, because I have that as a game that defined the Dreamcast.
That's my other game.
Okay. All right.
What a coincidence! That is also
wild,
mine.
Joe.
Yeah, it's literally the only one that I actually have on the list.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Yeah. So I was looking up Phantasy Star Online, and it was like, oh, yeah, they weren't sure they could do it, so they made this Choo Choo Rocket, and then I looked at that, and I was like, oh, interesting. And it's basically like a... kind of think about it as like almost a Katamari type game.
Okay.
Where you have to like collect like mice running around and weird shit. But the multiplayer aspect was basically like everybody fend for themselves, and whoever collects the most thing wins.
Okay.
But like I said, it was built entirely for a network stress test.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. I've heard of the game before, but I had never heard that.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool. I thought that's 100% worth mentioning.
Yeah.
And then obviously Phantasy Star Online.
I've never played it. I've heard a lot of people talk very fondly of it, though.
Yeah. I worked with this one kid when I was working for Quest, like the third shift job, and he was little thugalicious, would never stop talking about it. Man, you should really try to, just like the tiniest little like white kid with frosted tips who just came in like
Love me some frosted tits.
I know, right? But yeah, he
Good one.
he would talk nonstop about that game, and then just knowing that it was on Dreamcast, I'm like, that was like kind of one of like, I don't know,
One of the things you got
like
sick of
autism.
hearing.
Yeah, yeah, cool. I'm going to throw some urine on you.
Just has a bucket of urine that he brought.
He worked around P.
Yeah, 6.5 years. I worked in the Piss Palace.
He was a taste tester.
Yeah,
It's like cracking that one.
yeah. No,
That's P.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's definitely P.
Nope. That one's that's positive for barbiturates. Yep. Definitely.
That's just Gatorade. What the fuck?
Yeah. Who put their Gatorade here?
Where'd the strawberry milk come from? That's weird.
That's an odd one. I have to go home.
Did watch pee go into people's mouths, so that was fun. They were dumping the racks and they were talking at the same time, and if you dumped it too hard, the vial popped open.
Oh my god!
Just saw this guy talking, and he's just going, and then all of a sudden, you just hear him go, and it's like, oh, got some piss in your mouth, did you?
Oh, got some piss in your mouth, did you?
Yeah, keep your mouth shut or wear one of the face shields.
God, ugh,
Yeah.
that's horrific.
How would you not wear a face shield there? I would wear
No.
a face
Here's the
everything.
thing. Why would you design something that could happen that could happen in the first place?
Well, because the person that designed it makes way more money than the person that has
Yeah,
to
they
use
didn't
it,
give a fuck.
obviously.
We literally dumped all the specimens in like one of the giant like trash carts that you see stadiums use to move stuff around, except ours was completely filled with piss, and then when it was full, we got to wheel it down through the building out to the back, and we had a specific piss dumpster that we had to push up the ramp
The piss dumpster.
and dump in, and so
Piss, boy!
yeah,
Best character ever.
Yes.
big old piss dumpster.
God.
Yeah. Oh, the NFL samples were the worst. Their pee smelled so fucking bad. That was really bad.
God, I
Tasted
was just
real
horrified.
bad too, right?
Yeah.
Steve?
It was so dark. Some of it was like,
Oh, this tastes like a winner.
ooh, Brady.
God. I don't know how to come back from piss dumpster.
I'm going to talk about my games that I thought defined
Sure.
the console.
Yes, please.
Cool.
Please
Piss
do.
Dumpster 3.
Yeah, Piss Dumpster 3. I don't remember writing that. No. It was mentioned before. Two of these were Crazy Taxi and Soul Calibur.
Yep.
They just weren't on my list, so I wanted to just recognize them in a different spot. Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
All right.
I didn't know that came out on Dreamcast.
It did.
Okay.
It did, and it was on Dreamcast first. And yeah, that game was just... it's a fighting game classic. Like, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is, I would say, a top 3 fighter of all time, of all consoles.
Cool. I'm going to have like Wolverine versus fucking Ryu.
There's so many unlockables in that game, too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's like hundreds.
You know how I
It's
fucking
so
love
good.
unlockables.
Yeah, you do.
It gets me so hard.
Your dick's hard right now.
Put
it down.
guy.
Space Channel 5. I have no reverence for the game. I've never played it. I know that it is very highly regarded when talking about the Dreamcast because it was kind of like Sega's take on DDR.
Okay.
But it was all button prompts.
Gotcha.
And the other one, which I always thought was really funny, and a lot of people talk about it, and it had its own fucking peripheral, was Seaman.
Oh, God.
That had its own peripheral?
Yeah, it had the microphone.
Oh, that's right.
It had the fucking microphone dongle that you put on your
On
thing,
the
and you could talk to the game.
What was that game all about? Because I remember seeing
Talking
a lot.
fish.
Talking fish.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Seaman.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I know what
Seaman.
advertising they were going for.
SEAMEN. Seaman.
Seamen.
Seamen. Seamen.
Seamen.
That's one of those games that a lot of parents just wouldn't buy.
Yeah.
They're
It
like,
tanked real
"Nope,
bad.
I'm not
Probably
buying you
because
that
its name
Seaman
is
game.
Seaman.
You know what?
It did
I'm not
not-
buying you that Bare Naked Ladies album either.
I remember getting my mom to buy me the Bloodhound Gang album, Hooray for Boobies. That was a tough sell.
Yeah.
That was a great album, though.
Oh, this is great.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Did anyone else's parents try to be like, oh yeah, I'll go to Walmart and buy that for you? Like, no, I don't want the Walmart version. That's the censored one. I don't want that.
Yeah.
That's where I got to give props to my mom. She didn't give a shit. It's like, you can listen to it, just don't stay that stuff. Here, pick 7 CDs from Columbia House. I'm like,
God.
done.
Done.
Hooray for Boobies. Oh, Pantera? Why not?
Lamb of God.
Yeah.
Cradle of Filth.
Thanks, Mom.
Seaman.
See you.
Seaman.
Needed to say that again.
So I had Marvel vs. Capcom 1 on the list. I didn't know 2 came out. I played 2 on PS2 anyway, though, so it doesn't
That's
really,
fair.
Doesn't really count for me. Solid game all around, too. Instantly got me to buy the second one. 'Cause, like, you put that franchise on my radar, having played the first one, definitely.
Right.
I had Sonic Adventure. I just feel like that is like the game. Like, I think it was a launch title and just like the game they were pushing real hard to really sell this console. Because I still remember seeing like the commercials with Sonic running. And you see the whale jumping over the course in like the background, like that first level of the game. Code Veronica, Crazy Taxi. I think those are all what made this console the console it is. Yeah. Now, Power Stone, I don't think is a console defining. I almost see that as one of those hidden gems.
Gem.
Yeah.
Gem.
Christ. And on that note,
No, I didn't mean that as a pun. I did legitimately think like that was like a game a lot of people didn't
then why didn't you say
experience.
cult classic? That's usually your go-to for something like that. A cult classic, not a fucking gem. Fuck you. You meant to pun.
Yeah.
Fuck your whole fucking life, bud.
I know. Well, I think that kind of wraps up the cinnamon
Seaman!
bun.
I think so.
Yeah.
That was a lot of cinnamon fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cinnamon fun.
Cinnamon Funs.
Poor swirls.
Poor swirls.
Rest in peace, Sega, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sega became a publisher after this.
At least they didn't go under completely.
Why? What the fuck did they... They have put out one game that I think is worth anything.
Sega
since
Soccer
then.
Slam.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That
Thank
game
you.
is gold.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
Ugh.
But, like, they've put out trash ever since.
Sonic Pinball was fun.
Is it better than other pinball games?
It's better
Does
than
Sonic
pinball.
does Sonic enhance the pinball experience.
It does.
Someone else could have made it with a Sonic license.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll have to do some digging. They might have released something decent since then.
Comic Zone. That was fun.
What?
That came out on Sega Genesis.
Yeah, it did.
I'm
You
talking
said
about
Sega.
since Dreamcast.
Oh.
So Sonic Pinball out. That's a Genesis game.
Yakuza
too,
Like a
it?
Dragon.
All right. Well, okay. All right. That's a good game.
Is he bringing up the list?
Yeah.
Wait, did they develop that or did they just publish it?
I don't know.
There's not Sonic stuff in it, so I feel like they're probably just a publisher.
Publisher, yeah.
Okay. Difference.
Jesus.
They haven't developed much.
That was just a quick scrub.
Gotcha. And you
So
got
one game.
thing.
It only
game
showed
they
real
published
quick.
that
It
they
only
had
showed
nothing to
like
really do
20
with.
games from like 1988 till now, which is definitely not true.
Yikes.
So
Yeah, no, that can't be right. But
Yeah.
also, yikes.
Cool. Well, very well. What next do we have on the docket?
Back for Blood.
Back for Blood. Yes, that's right. Back for
Yeah.
Blood. God damn it! I got so much editing coming up. Yes. So I guess in 2 weeks we will release Back for Blood.
Back.
Wait, are we doing Back for Blood or Little Hope first?
We're gonna do Back for Blood first.
Okay. So yeah,
To give us time to all get together.
Yeah,
I'm not editing that one, right?
I'm doing it.
Okay. Dope. Cool.
He's doing Back for Blood. You're
I'm doing Little Hope. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Cool beans. Well, I will see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, motherfuckers.
Wow.
2 weeks, motherfucker.
Oh, by the way, motherfucker, I love
Seaman!
you.
Simon,
Seaman!
Love you, motherfuckers.
stay sexy.
Seaman! Stay lovely.
Stay safe.
See you,
Seaman!
man.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to follow us on social media and all streaming platforms at Superfun Podcast for more episodes. If you enjoyed the show, tell a friend about us and consider becoming a Patreon member for more exclusive content.